Jake Vibbert here with RifleBarrelBlanks.com. Today we're going to talk about barrel stiffness and why it matters and what to look for. So barrel stiffness, this is a CRB 1.25 inch straight taper barrel, 1.25 inches all the way. This is going to be a stiff barrel. Well, why? Because we have a bunch of metal all the way around the bore. This happens to be a 6mm barrel. So we have a 6mm hole drilled all the way through this from CRB, and the rest of it, it's solid, it's metal. Now what happens when we shoot something like a carbon fiber barrel? Carbon fiber barrel has a lot less weight to it. One, because it's got the carbon fiber wrapping, but two, just because the steel on the inside is much thinner. And so the wall of the actual barrel will obviously be thinner as well. And there's a couple things that happen when we shoot a bullet down the bore of a barrel. You get vibrations, and it's called barrel whip. And as the bullet is traveling around the outside of those lands, there's a lot of force. There's a lot of spinning and rotational force, and that's going to create the end of the barrel, very, very gently to kind of have a little bit of whip. And ideally, every time that bullet gets shot, that whip is in the same spot, and that's how you have a nice, accurate barrel. But if you have a really stiff barrel, it's not going to whip as much. And so technically, you could get to a point where you go so thick and so stiff that it doesn't move at all when you shoot it, or very, very minimally. And that's just going to lead to a little bit more accuracy potentially. But you do, you gain a bunch of weight. So it's a give and take on what you really want. A lighter barrel can still shoot great. Obviously, a heavier barrel has more stiffness, and it should always shoot great unless there's something wrong with the barrel, which that definitely happens too. So I think part of, the big thing is figure out what your application is, figure out which weight you want to go with, and then you can really dial in the contour of your particular rifle system. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of weight. We got about a 9-pound barrel with a straight, and we got about a 3.5-pound barrel with a carbon. So there's a big difference. Obviously, there's going to be a big difference in a lot of things with that and the stiffness as well. So check out all those offerings at RifleBarrelBlanks.com. Thank you for watching.